Oh my goodness. I love you too. All this stuff being retarded. Oh, we can kiss it. All right. You thought I was playing doing the stop? I'm not doing the stare thing. But you keep the evil and the dark away for a little while, don't you? There's something else, man. Let's get to one more. Thanks for breaking us again. Stop jumping up on us. PlayStation. You are something else, man. It's like 48 degrees, 50 degrees, right? Vietnam, well, 3 other cities, skies are crystal blue, and here these monkeys all here doing their cool shit. I want to see every one of them dead by the new year. They'll just put more people in though, but we'll make sure that they go too. Every one of them dead. Don't care about their training, who they think they are. It's the game that's going to play out for a while. It's draining it. Let me do this right here. It should be at 60 and it went down to 30. Oh, I wonder. You know what? Let's get rid of that crap. Let's get rid of that. I don't know. This thing's uploading games that I'm not playing. What is that all about? Why do they keep putting this solitaire smash? I don't want that shit. I don't want to play no solitaire. This is like, that's probably what's draining it. That is crazy. I ain't put that in there. That's, what the hell? All right. Got some tea for you. Ooh, some tea, some good tea. I actually had the live set up and they took over it. I couldn't see nothing. I went to another platform, went down on the laptop. They had it. I couldn't see if you liked it or not. That's why I'm telling you, if you like it and you walk away, keep your ass away, don't come back. If you like it, sit your ass here and wait. I got some, it's just what it is. Cure meal, I'm so grateful. Like I keep telling y'all, I always say, you know, these individuals, Bonacci and all these individuals who state who we are the fact that the world is not what it seems to be, that people believe in. And we don't have to care about all the people who are in the other departments who want to hold on to their fake whiteness or want to belong to something when most pale skins identities come from us. Cowboy, music, everything we've influenced. When they say culture, we created hip hop, we created punk rock, we created rock, we created country, we created both, everything. Whether it be the Bojangles, the Scatman Crothers, and all the other ones, we created it all. Whether it be the jazz, everything. They even tried to have one time last year, some Native Americans about, man, get out of here with that. Jack D. Forbes, everybody knows about the Afro-Asiatic, the original people of the land. But why is it that these young knuckleheads don't? That's their problem. Don't fancy yourself. Don't give it direction or focus and energy. You keep living your truth, because right now, all the Mexicans, the racist, most racist, want to be like the pale skins because that's the blood that's driving them crazy instead of the blood that they have of us in them, right? If that's the case, then so be it. But they want to dress, walk, and emulate like us. Because from the zoot suits from Harlem all the way down to the sagging pants, the socks all the way up. When we was doing that back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, yeah, the socks up with the bobby pants. Whenever the hell even no Mexicans over it. That's what I'm saying. The reality of the truth. See, I don't want to speak on it because I know. You know what I mean? So we don't have to give energy to where hate exists because of a system corroborated and funded by certain worthless religious niggas. The Mormons, who are no less than Ashkenaz, perverted our soil and our history, played a major part. That James cuckoo fucker, all right? All the way to the other ones in the parliaments and governments who play a part. I don't have to prove nothing to nobody. I put that post up there to let you know that Spruce Goose and all that, just like Thomas Edison didn't invent nothing, he wasn't no real plain inventor. He was a rich, extraordinary Jew, a fake one. He had a whole lot of brothers. See, they show you that one, but I got a picture showing several that were building these goddamn and designing these planes. Wright brothers didn't invent the plane. That's the lie they keep pushing off to people out of damn North Carolina. When I said that in one of their writings, it's a letter that says we watch these little two black colored children. Colored means indigenous. Are y'all aware of that? Like mulatto. We watch these two little colored children doing this little funny thing, and they call it's a plane because the level. Children. There ain't no telling what happened to them if somebody came off the boat and murdered them and buried them in the backyard and moved into their big old house. But that's the facts. Then they come here because they couldn't make no nuclear bombs anywhere else, so they had to come here. That's why I've been reading. I'm going to show you the book. I'm better than tell you. That's why I've been reading. No, I got books all over here, y'all. It might be downstairs because I said I was going to read downstairs today. Well, anyway, Anunnaki, nuclear, the Armageddon War, and all that kind of stuff. I got so many of them, right? But anyway, and it says, where did they go? What was reading the other day about Proto-America? Where did they come? With the greatest weapons, the most intelligent minds, the creators, the inventors. Whether it be the X-ray, which they're using, I express to you to look it up, do the work. X-rays, 97% of the people are getting this chemotherapy are dying because it's not meant for that. It's supposed to be appropriate diet. What has Bill Gates done? All the onions they're eating, That's grown by Bill Gates. So he's already messed the food thing up. See, this is what y'all not, and celery. Y'all not paying attention because you're allowing your false intuitive to misdirect and misguide you. Look how we got 2 people watching, 4 likes. Who are the idiots that came and liked and left? Unless you're sharing, because I'm done with that. Like, sit your butt here. Don't worry about nobody else. You know, Mark, what's going on, Jay? What's going on, Snoop? Because I've had enough of it, you know? No loyalty within our communities because people are too stuck on stupid. I haven't had Rise coffee in like 4 or 5 days, so I decided to have some today, or 3 days, something like that. And then I'm letting it get room temperature because the blueberries were kind of cold. So these watermelons I let sit out overnight so they can ferment a little bit with a little bit of lime and lemon. No sugars, no maple syrup. No, I say if you don't harvest your own maple syrup and boil it down using mineral like stream water, don't get involved. That store stuff ain't the same. And I know y'all starting to see Signature taking over everything, right? Just like old organics was, y'all paying attention, right? That's why I say if we was together, we could be growing our own stuff. But y'all still stuck in. So I'll sip on this throughout the day. But for breakfast, to break my fast, when I do, all I'm gonna have, I have a pomegranate downstairs cut in a porcelain bowl. It's just sitting there, cut open, ready for me to open and start eating the seeds. 1 ganale and a real, it's not the original one because those things are big, well, they're lumpy and bumpy looking like a potato, but on a pear. And then what I'm going to get in every other day is I'm taking about 7 to 10 bioactive maximum strength B12 because the water is jacked. It's not like we're getting good rain and they're blocking the sun. So this one right here, which is the most important part, is it has L-methylate, which y'all know is the real absorption of the real absorbing type magnesium. Don't need a lot, but it's very beneficial. As far as vitamin D, I'll go outside, sun gaze, as long as because right now there's 3 to 4 countries where the sky is prestigious and crystal blue, and they don't have these fake Jew bitch bastards and these fake niggas. Whoever's piloting these planes, flying and spraying this shit. All right, that's why I say you got all these melanated scientists and all these people talking on UCLA. Remember their faces. Those are the ones that need to be done away with. Those are the bastards who are the problem. The whistleblowers are the truth, but those are the bastards. This stuff they're spraying, there's nothing good from it. But because you got this fake government, we're gonna get into that. Fake ass government. And I'm tired of hearing you goofy niggas talking about they got the where they're taking them and they're assassinating and shut the fuck. Any of y'all listening to them, you're dumb. That's just like looking at these niggas talking about walking around with feathers and war feathers. That's a French attire to change the narrative, right? Has nothing to do with the truth. Ceremonially, that's not the way we dress. The feathers hung down. All right? With gird, not made from animal, but like almost like from hemp and all that, wrapped around their head, ceremonial for the earth. That's right, feathers hanging down to give thanks to the thunderbird and many other birds and the dragons. That's what we did. We wore them down, the feathers, with no feathers sticking up on our fucking heads. All right, going down our back like some effeminate shit. We're gonna talk about a little bit of that too, but not a whole lot. All right, and we didn't run around with deer hides and shit on because that's what they said. Bullshit. We were wearing cotton from our inception and hemp and wool fleece. We didn't eat the animals, none of that. And I keep seeing these niggas want to tell a story and they've cooperated with the enemy because it's hodgepodge bullshit. Lies that my father told me. Well, thank goodness he didn't tell me no lies. He used to laugh when I say, "Hey, Pop, did great-great-grandpa," I said, "Great-great-grandpa, wear feathers?" He said, "Shit, great-great-grandpa was murdered in Harlem." But no, hell no. My uncles and them, no, ain't nobody wearing no goddamn feathers. Hell, they used to pass down everything. That's why I'm telling you. I was like, well, you know, in the books, he said, man, them ain't Indians. We don't know who the fuck them damn babies they was growing back in them damn in the buildings they took over. He wouldn't say. My pops, when he came out of Rikers Island that time, and I had to go down and see my uncle down at Uncle Gary Lee, the one's 80-something years old in Detroit. I went down in Newark, New Jersey, at the county, you know, where they lock motherfuckers up, the big with the narrow windows. So we went down there to visit my uncle, right? Told you he worked with the mob and all that shit. Anyway, my father just came out of Rikers, right? He got his jaw broke. He didn't want to reset it, nothing. He said there was a war. He says it's prestigious to what we are. He says, no, don't set it. So my pops had this broken jaw that healed weird, right? Big motherfucker. Anyway, and Uncle Gary said the same thing, like, who the fuck? That's not, we didn't wear that goofy shit, running around with deer hide on our ass and shit. We didn't wear cows on our feet. Them goddamn Ashkenazis brought that shit, talking about shoemakers once they learned we made our shoes. We wore breathing, living shoes on our feet, y'all. With cotton soles that were durable, with rice well, we grew rice here, y'all. Not this shit you see now. When we made not only concrete, but with lye and certain things like that made the bottom so hard and durable, if they was to dig them up, they'd be found. I've had enough of these capitulating idiots who don't know shit about the old world or nothing. Fortunately, I was able to meet and know some of them and actually listen when they was talking and rambling in their old ass age. But I always ask my pop, I've outlived 4 of the men in my family from the Chickasaw side. I know it happened to each and every one of them. Going back to James Henry Wooten. Hit the Chickasaw Nation. I said, y'all know who James Henry Wooten is? They put this, yeah, and it's a pale skin. I said, no, you don't, you lying sack of shit. She got quiet. I said, Lily Wooten was, don't you ever disrespect you lying. And more, they was, woo, all them fraudulent ass, Mongol hybridized pale skin. There's no hate. Thankfully, I met some Mongolians who said, you know, some brothers said, you know what, man, yeah, man, we ain't Chickasaw shit. And I know you ain't. And damn sure ain't Creek. But thanks to Kiramio doing that on William Penn. Excellent, excellent. I like the way he puts things together. I'm not gimmicky, y'all. But there's some people who can do it. Like Westside's good at it. Kiramio, there's people who are really good at it. That's just not my forte because I'm an oral traditionalist. But I know how to, because I've read probably more books than all you put together. And I made sure when I went overseas to sit with families, I was introduced to people. All right, you got to hear shit that a handful of people got to hear. It's so made up stuff. I'm about killing the ego and the lies of this fucking fake world they've created. I've had enough of it. The punks on here, they use the words magic and curse and all that. Man, please. They want to kill God. These motherfuckers are deceivers, but they want to kill you because you are the resemblance. You are the. Look, my pale skin brothers and sisters, you believe what the fuck you want. You're part of it. But dynamically, we are the gods of the earth, fuckers. I hate that term, God. Not the existence of that which it has no need to be known. Everything was established. Anybody wanting to persecute, be derivative, find out, explain, who the fuck looking for the God gene? Shouldn't that say something to you? And where do they find it at? Deep within the what? And then why the name of the God gene? Didn't I already break down the etymology? For those of you who aren't lazy, who are responsible and love the content, right? Because of the importance of it, who went back to my videos and when I told you the etymology of the word God, based upon not just their construct, but how they couldn't really flip it. And then as far as the demons and everything else, where you motherfuckers are sitting here talking about Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we didn't utilize that bullshit. We controlled, mitigated the dark, motherfuckers. That's why I know that I'm very dark. But I elude the light. You don't know how we fell because they keep extrapolating with these old broke back motherfuckers who get eaten halfway decent, got shots and everything else to be souped the fuck up, and you're not prepared for them. Y'all aren't. They ride by in the little squad car, hiding in the costume and looking at shit. I'm informed about a lot of things. People lean over in front of cameras, they can't hear, they sometimes slide me shit when they're walking by in my palm. Now they probably gonna be watching. And it's looking at the people I deal with. They can't see everybody. The problem is, they need to know when to fucking chill the fuck out. See, y'all don't know that because you're not. My boys didn't come up this weekend because my one brother had something he had to do, and it made perfectly good sense. I love him. I told him to bring his ass up when he get up real soon, not like next year. My other brother, he coming up this weekend because that's how Rondo roll. I would love to see West Side. Y'all send energy to West Side way. He got a little thing where he's got to do some healing, and you don't need to know what it is for. Just know that it's got to heal, and y'all need to send some energy to our beloved brother West Side. All right, and we got a good brother. If y'all would have paid attention yesterday, I shared it. Goddamn it, you would have brought your ass over there to big OG Philly. All right, him and I saw some of his videos before. I subscribed to him already. But you know I don't get notifications like I usually do. And our brother Urban Indian, okay, him and Phoenix, you know, not Phoenix Moon, not that bitch, the real one. His wife got his children back from overseas. See, that's the one who I want my brother Jay to speak to. I'm working on that right now, and I got somebody down in Phoenix, ex-Army female. Like I said, sometimes you gotta go beyond. And sometimes you really got to put your foot down, and it might not work out right away, but we have to apply things to benefit one another. And see, that's what the enemy don't want. See, the thing is, most people are so convinced in the world they lived in that they've convinced themselves and become the fools of the proprietors of the lie. Can't afford that. Okay? Now, you see the thumbnail, beloveds. Hey, there go my... Hey, y'all, that's, you know, I don't do the Christian marriage shit, but that's my wife right there. Y'all know that, right? But y'all didn't know that? Oh, I know y'all went to the page and see the boys and all that. When I'm telling you, that's my soulmate. I ain't playing. Now, anybody ever been to Turkey? And, you know, I told you about the time, the second or third time with the Turkey, right? Love it there. They have the big Ottoman statue. Because, you know, they conquered the indigenous Tartarus people there, remnant of our people as far as from Linus and Tartary. They were conquered by the Ashkenazis, and they called it the Ottoman Empire because they conquered what later became the Turks, who are Arabs, who are a mixture of composure now, just like Sephardic Jews of Iran and everywhere else. No hate. It's never no hate. I cannot undo what they've done. So I don't have no hate for my brothers and sisters. Some people would imagine that, but I always say a remnant. You always remember I say a remnant. Now, why do I say that? Who were the original Caucasians? Do I have to pull up 8 to 10 pictures of the original Caucasian race? If you want to believe in a race ideology, they were Negroes. Stolen identity by the very same fucktards fucking with our land right now, the old world. These Zionist punk motherfuckers. Thank goodness we got some Jews who have gotten tired of them motherfuckers. But see, this is by design. They want that. That's why I've been reaching out to some of my over in Brooklyn and saying, and Cali said, calm down. They're like, no, enough. You know, they have had enough. They've seen their families murdered, and they know that the Zionists were behind it. All right, this is what the media, the punk-ass, fake, fraudulent CIA, Mossad operative media and everything else, who have brought a lot of these people who have they made ignorant into our land to lash out as if they're going to change something based upon the fake-ass UN who's full, the UN's full of pussies, right? But brought all these guys in for murder because see, y'all look while y'all looking at Ukraine and Russia and everything else is transpiring, right? You're not paying attention to your own backyard. Now, I'm not saying that for fretting, giving it no energy. I'm saying because you ain't paying attention. Why am I saying that, right? Well, if you look at the Ottoman Crimean War, what did I tell about Crimean War? That was before the Bolshevik, right? Before they got rid of the last Tartary leader, Nicholas Tsar V and his wife. While I've got the Ring of Cedars, which I'm going to get into reading very soon now. Okay? Which were the fake-ass Jews that conquered it and killed them off. He was considered more mulatto than anything. It means pale skin looking, right? A lot of y'all don't see the real pictures because you see those pastel painted paintings or whatever, portraits, right? He was considered more or less a mulatto. Okay? Anyway, battles and diplomacy during the war. The Declaration of War, the Danubian Front in 1853. Y'all don't know about these wars. And you won't look up because you only look at the wars, World War II. They pushing that down your throat. Vietnam, Gulf, Operation Desert Storm. And these last 20 years, bullshit. Listen, wars always got the same outcome. Death, mayhem, and the barbary. And these motherfuckers right now who are joining the police department, this, that, and the other, they've been in the war, they think they're some badasses. They're not. Listen, Okay, the Battle of Sanaa and the European public opinion, the Caucasian Front in 1853. I want y'all to look into the Caucasian Front in 1853. I'm going to read that, but not today. Now, what is this out of? This is the Ottoman Crimean War of 1853. You should pay attention to the time to 56. This was the destruction. The destruction. Now, what do you see here? I want you to see the original Chinese. I want you to see a remnant of who our people are, the Hindu. I want to see the mixture. And then sitting in the very middle, the goddamn Ashkenaz. The original Chinese. Ashkenaz, hybrid, American, even though he's wearing different clothes, the original people of the land over there. And who do you think that is? Are y'all fucking paying attention? They want you to believe in a different world compared to what it was the beginning of the destruction of Tartaria. What I want to read to you is, I actually ordered the book. It was like only like $8, $9. I ordered it last week. That's why I was hoping to be here, but I said, you already had the PDF. Already had the PDF. Already had it. It's in there. I think it's in here like twice. I don't know. This is the Day of Deceit, the truth about FDR and Pearl Harbor. Now, you know that they are big on lying and deception. Right now, I really believe in that vehicle with Kennedy, the motherfucker driving, turn around and they shoot him in the head. But I'm also aware that there was multiple shooters out there. We know that of course, some ODA Spanish operatives were out there as usual, willing to fucking do the murder, you know, blind, stupid, as usual, all right? But the most revelatory document of our time, all right, and that's by the Chicago Times, by Mr. Tom Rosier. Now, this is digitized by the Internet Archive in 2012. This is pretty old, y'all. This is not new. I know a lot of you don't know nothing about it, but if you do, just be quiet because you ain't said nothing before. So here, now you're going to just listen to a little bit of it now. All right. And of course, you know, you got to have Weinberg, Bernstein, Bartlett, all the people, Roser, these fake Jews who are part of the media, the newspaper, as far as the Francisco Chronicle, the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, and Chicago Times. Right. And Ed hollering. Pay attention. All right. And we know that's the Dutch motherfucker. Anyway, that's the Rocky Mountain News. These motherfuckers made sure this wasn't taught in no school system because what is the CIA to fuck up to, right? What are they all about? Disinformation, right? No, we can't have that out there, you know? Just like we know they're part of, they took out motherfucking Kennedy. This is Franklin D. Roosevelt. They want you to know, they want you to believe that this motherfucker was a great person. Working with niggas who didn't know no better, they were hunting down people. Working with the so-called motherfucking fake-ass Jews of Espanol, hunting out people down to kill them off. Who was the first president of Mexico? Why these Mexicans don't know that? Why is it still indigenous Afro-Mexicans there that ain't got no African into them, but they're trying to create that narrative? But then you got all these Mexicans getting DNA, and they're all finding out they got all this African blood in them. It's a smack in the face, but then they sit there, but we still got like 16, 17% indigenous. Nigga, that's the commodity and how they've been lied to, not knowing that we all fucking related. Stupid as fuck. Drugs are a hellified thing. Y'all stay away from them. Okay? I'm not going to get into all the other. Linwood Abraham, this is a Zionist. This is what the fuck they're Ashkenazi. Michael D. Hall, a Zionist. Didn't remember me reading the names or the surnames. You know, pay attention. Corwell, one of the main ones, right? When we was going through, let me read it right. Jews and Muslims in British colonial America. Again, thank you. I appreciate it, Caramel. All right, Kirkus. Kirkus. There's another one, Rupert. We're not talking about a little fucking fuzzy stuffed doll either. Or the motherfucker off of the cartoon, which you see it, the circle, how they circle jerk everybody. All right. Touchstone posted by Simon A. Schuster. New York, London, Toronto, Sydney, Singapore. You think any of them motherfuckers are reading this? Day of Deceit, the truth about FDR and Pearl Harbor, Robert B. Stenning. Are you aware that these fake ass motherfuckers killed your American brothers and sisters just to get us into a war that should never happen in the first motherfucking place? The moment they got them fake Jews up out of Germany, which didn't really happen, there wasn't no 6 million. The majority of the motherfucking Germans there are Ashkenaz descent. Are you paying attention? It's always been the center to create a world fucking war. Now they want to go into the melanated hemisphere of the hybridized off Sephardic converts and crypto Jews. When a lot of those individuals are actually some of our brothers of the Shemitic, but because they have perversed it, the hardest thing for them to do here, and niggas too busy running around half buck-eyed crazy and dumb here, nobody's really able to pay attention because we got motherfuckers out there pushing narratives that are good but too beyond stupid. Charles White does a great job, but he doesn't know every goddamn thing. You see what I'm saying? A little more information and the nigga might be already actually thorough. You see what I'm saying? And there's a slew of other ones. Now you have those niggas like who are just like those betrayers who work for the League of Nations. All right? Who are friends to motherfucking Walter Plecker and Rockefeller. Old penny pitchers. All right, to dissuade and change the minds of the autochthonists of this land because they couldn't beat us at the time. Killed many people, had people come over here take them, but we killed a lot of them. Y'all just don't know the books. I have plenty of them. We'll get to that somewhere down the road. Right now, you need to be able to send. All right, but I'm sharing this information because we have these motherfuckers that come over here and they sit down looking and they don't really get it. I haven't really been saying shit. I've just been dropping a little bit of tea here and there. A little parlay here, a little parlay there. Everything is right in front of everybody. It doesn't matter what you gifted with and where you're coming. You dig what I'm saying? So anyway, Pearl Harbor, because you got to remember in Vietnam, what was the ship that them Jews went by this fake ass Jewish ran government, Ashkenazi ran fucking government, and these worthless ass paleskins who sold out for them because they didn't want to be butted out that they perverts like that sorry nigga who betrayed his people because he felt like we betrayed him, J. Edgar Hoover, right? But anyway, right? Yeah, Vietnam. What was the name of the ship? Ain't it funny how it was called the Liberty? Man, they had these motherfuckers in A4 Skyhawks strafing and trying to blow it the fuck up and sink it just to bring us into the what? The Vietnam fucking war. Come on, man. These bastards are sick, y'all. They're sick. Now you got all these fucking goofy ass neo-Nazi motherfuckers and not even paying attention to how things really work. They're not seeing how things have been laid before them. They're attacking the original people of this land like they're gonna really come up and it's gonna succeed. That shows you how stupid they are. And what was the Ku Klux Klan based upon and built on? Created by a fucking Ashkenazi, a Jew. Turn around and have motherfucking Palestinians hating the Jews, but he was one. Hiding with a mask, two-face, screw-face. I told you the Klan in the beginning they were melanated people protecting the infrastructure. Nobody wanted to believe me, but you don't want to do the fucking research. So what they do? Insert themselves and mitigate and turn it around and flip it around. Ain't nothing original created by them motherfucking monkeys. Now, let me give you the synopsis a little bit. Let me see here. Robert B. Stinnett. All rights reserved. Copyright Robert B. Stinnett. Okay. So we're looking at United States, Roosevelt, Franklin D. Delano, okay, for those who don't know, 1882 to 1945. Let me pull something up right before I even get into that. So Franklin Delano Roosevelt was supposedly born in Hyde Park, New York. Franklin Delano Roosevelt was born on January 30, 1882 in the Hudson Valley town of Hyde Park, New York, to businessman James Roosevelt I and his second wife, Sarah Ann Delano. Delano is not Delano. For everybody that keeps thinking it's Delano, it's Delano. I say it with R because it's R, New York. You know what I'm saying? I can't help it. Even in my country ass motherfucking accent. So I wanted to address that. And another thing I want to point out, Let me make sure I can find it. They always want to hide it. These fake ass Jew, these Zionist fucks always want to hide stuff. So anyway, let's go ahead and see what the lying ass, punk ass, fake ass Harvard University motherfuckers got to say, because I can't find the original thing. Early 75, no, motherfuckers. Early 75 years after, nearly 75 years after World War II, a contentious debate lingers over whether Franklin Delano Roosevelt turned his back on the Jews of Hitler's Europe. Defenders claim that FDR saved millions of potential victims by defeating Nazi Germany. We know this is all fucking lies, how they lay it out. All right. Others rebel him as morally indifferent and indict him for keeping America's gates closed to Jewish refugees and failing to bomb Auschwitz gas chambers. First of all, the Zionists were the ones that was taken over. They're the ones that murdered Abraham Lincoln, our fucking Khan. The nigga. Yeah, not the fake motherfucker they put up. They're the ones that changed the history. They're the ones that whitewashed everything. They're the ones that instituted the racist movement. Yes, these fake ass, punk ass Zionist motherfuckers. They're the ones that robber barons, the ones that had selling bullshit to people on fake ass gold and oil and all that. They're the ones out there that was taking certain weapons, refabricating them, building them, and giving them to some of their people, like the patents. They were taking from our people and creating the patents so they can make more monetary to control the narrative in our people. That's why you think our people at one time had this spirit of wealth that was beyond the scope. And then all of a sudden these motherfuckers, monkeys, are getting off the boat and they come in here and murdering, lynching, and killing people that you don't even have half the story. That's why I'm reading the lynching. And then they were killing the Palestinians that were here, who were born of us. Whether you believe it or not, doesn't boggle my mind or bother me one way or the other. Hold on. Okay. American foreign policy, they always want to lead on World War II shit, which is fucking bullshit. Well, anyway, I'm going to say it because they're not going to put it here. They're going to put the fucking Franklin Delano Roosevelt was a fucking Ashkenaz. Bottom line. Okay? Now, you can go to Brandon Center. You can go to anything else. You don't have to go to Yale and all these other bullshit. You go to other places, and they're going to dispute it. They're going to say the relationship between FDR and the Jews, just like they say, what's the relationship between the Jews and the Negroes? One is the fraud, and one is the real one. That, and this is, why do they do this? How do you think they were able to do what they've done so far? Look at these fake-ass puppets in government. All right? Now, let me get back to what I was going to read here. All right? Who you think's behind it? Please, I'm going to hear what all the know-it-alls got to say first. I don't want to hear what the people who believe they know, who are probably pretty much correct. Okay? Anyway, this is by Robert B. Stinnett, excuse me. You can look it up if you want. Let me. I'm just going to the make sure I get to the right page. All right, there we go. Make sure. Okay. The following are listed in the order. Let me just turn this on. Okay. It's background music. Anyway, the following are listed in the order of their appearance in the book. Rank status is as of December 1st, 1941. Franklin D. Roosevelt, President of the United States. Lieutenant Commander Arthur McCullen, head, Far East Desk, Navy Intelligence, Washington. Rear Admiral Walter S. Anderson, Commander of Battleships, Pacific Fleet. Admiral Husband E. Kimmel, Commander-in-Chief, Pacific Fleet. Vice Admiral James O. Richardson, former Commander-in-Chief, United States Fleet. Admiral Harold Stark, Chief of Naval Operations, Washington, D.C., and Admiral Thomas Hart, Commander-in-Chief, U.S. Asiatic Fleet, Manila. Lieutenant Commander Joseph John Rochford, Commander Station H. Hippo, Pearl Harbor. Okay. Lieutenant Commander Edwin Layton, Intelligence Officer, Pacific Fleet, Pearl Harbor. Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto, Commander-in-Chief, Imperial Japanese Navy Operational Command. You notice they didn't persecute him, didn't murder him or nothing, right? Adolph A. Burl Jr., Assistant Secretary of State, Washington, D.C. Again, Adolph A. Burl, fucking Ashken, a Zionist fuck. And J. Edgar Hoover, Director of Federal Bureau of Investigation, the F fucking BI, that sorry nigga. Commander Vincent R. Murphy, War Plans Officer of United States Fleet, Murphy. Lieutenant General Walter Short, Commander of U.S. Army's Hawaiian Department, Short, Fort Shafter, Ahoho, you know that's Hawaii, right? Chief Radio Man Homer Kistner, Radio Traffic Chief, Station H in Hawaii. They all played a part. Listen, Tadashi Marumoto, assumed name of Japanese naval spy assigned to Hawaii. The one that was there, they left. They didn't want to get out. They needed him to be able to do the backdoor shit he did. All planned out. March, December 1941. His true name, Ensign Tokyo Yoshikawa. Lieutenant General Douglas MacArthur, Commander of Far East Forces, U.S. Army in Manila. Commander Lawrence, you know why these people are all in these different places, right? Okay, you know about the Manila War and all that? It's not what you think it is. They were still cleaning up the original people. All right, Commander Lawrence Safford, Officer in Charge, Station United States. Agnes Meyer Driscoll, Chief Civilian Navy Cryptographer at Station U.S. That's right, cryptographer at Station United States. Listen to me. General George Marshall, Chief of Staff Operational Command of U.S. Army, Dwayne Whitlock. Okay, Radio Man First Class, one of 3 radio traffic analysts at Station Cass. Lieutenant Commander Thomas Dyer, Chief Cryptanalyst, Station Hippo, Pearl Harbor. Anyway, this book contradicts and questions much of what has been written about the events and decisions that led to Japan's attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941. My sole purpose is to uncover the true story of events leading up to the devastating attack on the naval base and adjoining Army facilities, and to document that it was not a surprise to President Franklin Delano Roosevelt and many of his top military and policy advisors. Not, of course not. This is an unvarnished account of how the United States, he served to this individual at that time, how the United States got into a bloody conflict that threatened the free world. It is not an attempt to question the wisdom of America's entry into the war. He's being very coy and careful. As a veteran of the Pacific War, I felt a sense of outrage as I uncovered secrets that had been hidden from Americans for more than 50 years. But I understood the agonizing dilemma faced by President Roosevelt. He was forced to find circuitous means to persuade an isolated America to join in a fight for freedom. He knew this would cost lives. How many? He could not have known. It would actually be the war to start enslaving all you dumbasses and murder a lot of your family relations, and change our narrative. The country was delusioned by the failure of America's idealistic commitment to make the world safe for democracy. Democracy doesn't exist. Hell, Russia's not even communist. Are y'all aware of that? It's not even really communist no more. It hasn't been for a long time. Anyway, they need to keep that up with these dumb sons of bitches over here. Communists, and it's the governments, it's the communists. Anyway, for democracy. In World War I, many Americans had chosen isolationism to shelter their young from the horrors of another war, and believed that Roosevelt would not send their sons to fight in foreign wars. Roosevelt believed that his countrymen would rally only to oppose an overt act of war on the United States. Now, the decision he made, he didn't say America. You notice that? The decision he made in concert with his advisors was to provoke Japan through a series of actions into an overt act for the Pearl Harbor attack to take place. Literally manipulated to do it and given free rein to do it. They could have stopped them at any time. As I have discovered in the course of 17 years of archival research and personal interviews with United States Navy cryptographers, the answer to Roosevelt's dilemma is found in an extraordinary number of documents whose release I have been able to obtain through Freedom of Information Act requests. These papers outline deliberate steps that were planned and implemented to elicit the overt action that catapulted America into the war and devastated military forces at Pearl Harbor and other Pacific bases. 8 steps were suggested to provoke a Japanese attack. Shortly after reviewing these, Roosevelt put them into effect. After the eighth provocation, had been taken, Japan responded. On November 27th and 28th, 1941, United States military commanders were given this order. The United States desires that Japan commit the first overt act. According to Secretary of War Henry L. Stimson, the order came directly from President Roosevelt. There has been a controversy over American foreknowledge of the events of December 7, 1941. We have long known that Japanese diplomatic cables, which pointed towards hostilities, were intercepted and decoded. What I have discovered, however, is that we knew much more. Not only did we undertake provocative steps, we intercepted and decoded military cables. We knew the attack was coming. Shit, they said it in a row. By provoking the attack, Roosevelt accepted the terrible truth that America's military forces, including the Pacific Fleet and the civilian population in the Pacific, would sit squarely in harm's way, exposed to enormous risks. The commanders in Hawaii, Admiral Husband Kimmel and Lieutenant General, Wallace Short, were deprived of intelligence that might have made them more alert to the risks entailed in Roosevelt's policy. But they obeyed his direct order, and the United States desires that Japan commit the first overt act. More than 200,000 documents and interviews have led me to these conclusions. I am indebted to the Freedom of Information Act and its author, the late Congressman John Moss, Democrat, California. Must have been a different time of fucking Democrats, for making it possible for me to tell this story, or maybe they wanted it told. Painful though they surely were, Roosevelt's decisions were strategically calculated to lead to the ultimate victory of Allied forces over the Axis nations, to destroy more Tartaria and to set up more puppet governments. That's what we're going to say here. I'm throwing that in because you can see it. Anyway, the victory of Allied forces over the Axis nations that threatened the liberties we all cherish. The Zionist movement is what they want to say, that threatened that. The advisors who formulated the provocative policies were staunch in their support, though aware of the risk. I am mindful that it is easier to take a critical view of this policy a whole century removed than to understand fully what went on in Roosevelt's mind in the year prior to Pearl Harbor. Yet history asks questions Yet history makes questions. Arid makes judgments. Right, now I had to think about the word arid, which makes sense. Makes judgments. Historians must grapple with what is knowledgeable or knowable. And as documented as human action and thought can be, it is in this spirit that I offer the fruits of my research. That's just to get you up to par. Chapter 1, the biggest story of my life. Washington, December 8th, 1941, about 1 a.m. Edward R. Murray couldn't sleep. His wife, Janet, watched him pace in their hotel room, and he was chain smoking. Morrow, the CBS radio newsman, had just returned from a midnight meeting with President Franklin D. Roosevelt in the White House, which is the Franklin House. Okay? Japan's carrier and submarine raid on Pearl Harbor had taken place 12 hours earlier, and the full impact of the military disaster was slowly sinking in for FDR and the American people. That's just like punk-ass second Bush, when these motherfuckers brought down the trade buildings and wanted to take us over into a war that never existed, using fake pictures out of fucking a place that was pure lie, and fabricate to create war to get us to this point we're at right now. The Zionists, fucktards. You know, I'm looking at these dumb pale skins over in certain places in the cities, these goofy motherfucking goombas running around, jumping on certain people because, you know, they dance when the attack happened on Israel, on the fake Jews in Palestine, right? But they forget about the Mossad agents that were rooftop dancing, snatched up by good pale skins on the police force, and were released by the fucking CIA and FBI so they can go back over there because they knew they were Mossad agents who helped with that art so-called fake art thing, the helicopter that flew around a couple of weeks before or months before, and got to work in there for a week doing something. Yeah, probably installing explosives and shit that brought the fucking buildings down. They released them motherfuckers dancing in America, Zionists, because you know they hate everyone. Yeah, the fucking monkeys, the agencies. Now I said it. All right, motherfuckers. Because I'm tired of y'all being on my land, my ancestral soil, man. I'm so fucking tired of you motherfuckers. During a 25-minute discussion in the second floor Oval Study, the president provided Morrow with something. We will never know exactly what. That any reporter will kill for. That night he told his wife, "It's the biggest story of my life, but I don't know if it's my duty to tell it or forget it." Long after the war ended, Morrow was asked about this meeting by author-journalist John Gunther. After a long pause, Morrow replied, "That story would send Casey Morrow through college. And if you think I'm going to give it to you, you're out of your fucking mind." Early in the week, the Morrows had accepted a personal dinner invitation from the Roosevelts. First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt personally prepared. She loved us, y'all, because they knew who the fuck we were then. All right? Just like that. All right? Cooked and served supper for 24 guests. Her specialty was scrambled eggs and sausage, cooked in an electric chafing dish that sat atop a long buffet table in the family dining room. It was an invariable menu. Since the regular White House staff, or Franklin House staff, was given Sunday off, she did the cooking while the president mixed the cocktails. After you heard the first news flashes about the Pearl Harbor raid, Morrow checked with the White House, Franklin House, to see if the supper was still on. Told that it was, and he, let me see, hold on. Oh, okay, I skipped down. I got to clean this screen off. I got this motherfucker. Anyway, check with the White House. I'm talking about you, Al. All right, White House, to see if the supper was still on. Told that it was, he and Janet then walked across Lafayette Park, beautiful place that was at least, crossed Pennsylvania Avenue, and entered the mansion through the north portico. After the Morrows were ushered into the dining room, Miss Roosevelt explained that the president was meeting with congressional leaders and military officers and could not join them for supper. Now, outside on Pennsylvania Avenue, a small crowd had gathered. The White House, Franklin House, I'm going to say White House first because that's bullshit, all right, was ablaze with light. No one inside the mansion thought to pull the window shades or institute blackouts on the first day of war. That would come later. An Associated Press, you know why, right? Anyway, press photographer took a picture from Lafayette Park, and it shows a window in the family dining room with a silhouette of a tall figure, probably the First Lady, presiding over her scrambled eggs. Now, during the dinner, White House, Franklin House Chief Usher, Howell Krim, asked Morrow to remain for an informal meeting with FDR. Now, after Janet Morrow returned to their hotel, her husband went to the second floor and waited outside Roosevelt's Oval Study. Not to be confused with the Oval Office, mind you. Oval Study, not the Oval Office. Okay? In the west wing of the White House, Franklin House, soon Morrow was joined by William Wild Bill Donovan. I know y'all seen the movie, right? Wild Bill Donovan. Roosevelt's coordinator of information and later founder of the Wartime Office of Strategic Services, OSS, the forerunner of the CIA. This is a fake, this is a fraud, this is a Zionist. They're establishing the grounds with our covenant, disembarking you from it and perpetrating a bigger fraud in history. Okay? Because you know the education system will come soon after that, right? By Rockefeller, which was behind the money, the Vanderbilts and these were the robber barons were the warmongers behind the funding of these wars on all platforms, even with the fucking Japanese until they decided don't give them oil. Who was in charge of the oil? Who made the call? Not this fictional fake ass government. Donovan had not been present at dinner, but had been summoned by the president from New York, where he had been watching a football game at the poll. You got to remember, FDR was a congressman in New York for how long? Or whatever the fuck. All right? Summoned by the president, he was the 44th, right? Became the 37th president? Okay. President from New York, where he had been watching a football game at the Polo Grounds. Football fans heard an unusual announcement over the public address system about 2:30 that afternoon, so that would be p.m. Colonel William Donovan, Wild Bill Donovan, come to the box office at once. There is an important phone message. The message was from James Roosevelt, Mr. Theodore, the president's son, and a member of Donovan's staff. He told Donovan about the Japanese attack. Throughout the evening on December 7th, Roosevelt conferred with congressional and military leaders. He decided his first wartime move would come the next morning. December, he had to go on and hear what he was supposed to do. When he would ask Congress to declare that a state of war existed between Japan and the United States, to which they provocated and made. He prepared a rough draft of what later became his Day of Infamy speech. Then he invited, which I hate that fucking speech. Then he invited Morrow and Donovan into the study for a midnight snack of sandwiches and cold beer. Chief Usher Krim, they did a lot of drinking and drugging, didn't they? Krim noted that the three men spent 25 minutes together in the study before Roosevelt retired to his adjoining bedroom, which was up. You know, nobody lives there, right? Hell, nobody's even in the fucking fake-ass White House. Anyway, Krim's arrival and departure notations in the Usher book comprised the only official record. There were no official minutes of the meeting because it was secret about what was the next moves and all the lives that they would sacrifice and then how all these military history channels would play everybody as some fucking heroes instead of being truthful as to how it happened, that these were war crimes by this fake ass fucking government that have been perpetrated all over the fucking world by all these fucking fake ass governments. We're gonna stop it there. I'm gonna highlight this mark and we're gonna come back and get into it later on. Me personally, y'all know where I stand with this shit. Okay? You know exactly where I stand with this shit. It's a great thing to see motherfuckers who actually respect the history and more inclined to the truth. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna put the hourglass right there. So we'll come back to that. Let me save that. You know what I mean? Number 2. I have to get rid of the other one because even though I can go out and it takes a minute. I had to load it. It's loading. There we go. All right. Well, make sure it's highlighted. Perfect. We'll go back in. Let's get rid of PDF A. Today's date, 8/44. That's gone. There we go. And we're going to carry on reading that, but later on we're going to come back when we get into the guys that are eating and so on, so on, so. I just wanted to share that. Who all came in here? Let me holler y'all, because you know they try to hide people. And I'm noticing a lot of accounts people I'm subscribed to, they've been deleting, like, the account's still there, but they've been making it where you can't see it, and you hit on it, and you still subscribe with bell notification and all that. It's crazy. You know? That's my baby. They're messing with the chat. They was messing with the chat again. Marcus Williams, what's beloved? I didn't know that, baby. There are 5 views, yet the screen says 1. So fuck yeah. Fuck them, faggots. I had red clover tea last night, and my REM walks. Oh, okay. Let me finish this before it gets too cold. That damn mushroom coffee good. Make you want to fart like a... Anyway, right? Oh, excuse me. It is what it is. Kilmio, what's going on, beloved? I had red clover tea. That red clover tea is good. Yeah, it was excellent lot. That was a good one. I love what he did. Anthony Lowe, salute, Red. What's going on, beloved? What's going on? What's happening? What's going on? Yeah, y'all check it out. I shared it. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. His pops look all right. Man, all that handsome shit. Shut up, woman. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you, girl. That's the world we need to come away from. Many handsome men, many beautiful women. We need to remind ourselves of that. We come from a very, very wonderful people. All right, it's not about skin tones or none of that. The people that's pushing that, they're full of shit. So we have to call a spade, and tell them when it's a spot's a spot. If they walk and quack like a nut, that's what it is. We have to change that narrative. We have to hold people responsible, and there's many wonderful, beautiful people on this earth. That's why I've been saying what I've been saying. That's right. Let them know, baby. That's what you're supposed to do. Hey, oh, what's going on, beloved Charles? Can't wait to get you here. All right, so you can get some running around training there. You know what I'm saying? Charlie's good to see you, beloved. That's right. Motherfucking the children. That's the most motherfucking important thing. Y'all remember that. Church, when I was 5, my spirit don't agree. I haven't been back since. We all have choices. That's right. Rondo, I figured you were asleep, man. What's happening, beloved? Indica. OG Cushions, and that's it. One of this new age Bill Gates motherfucking smokable mRNA shit. But yes, his real name was Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Yes, the Rosenfeld. That is his actual name. Thank you, baby. Yes, Rosenfeld. And he secretly ran a company that sold communion wafers to Catholic churches. You're goddamn right. Well, you know, we're from over that way. We know that, but I was going to get on to that. I was going to break that down later, but thank you, baby girl. That's what we do. He was responsible for those foam wafers. Yes, that bullshit. Yeah, that's probably Soylent fucking Green. Be careful. Probably has some baby DNA in this shit. That's what I did it one time. I was like, what is this? I can go get Wonder Bread and squish this and make this shit. My grandma, she laughed so hard, I thought she almost pissed herself. Well, I'll never forget that shit. Still cringe at the sound of the whole congregation snapping. Man, and in that wine. I was like, what y'all doing drinking, man? That was Kool-Aid, nigga. That's Welch's. Grape fucking juice that been fucking sit out and let the ferment and they cook the mold off of it, you stupid motherfuckers. That's Manischewitz. You drinking that shit, you better leave Manischewitz alone. There ain't nothing real about that. Yeah, for sure. How Britain going to give Khazarians Palestine. And it's not just Britain, that's not the real Britons. That's a facade of falsitudes. That's what we need people to wake up and see. It don't matter who they think they are, okay? They need to come around and they have choices. That's all I got to say to that. You know what I'm saying, baby? They can get the hell out peacefully while they can. You goddamn right. 7 grams. What's going on, beloved? Number love, blood. What's going on? Yeah, Franklin. Yeah, all right, this is the last thing. Well, that's because it's the real motherfucker. Like I said, you know. No, I'm just sharing some information. Many people have it and some don't. Some people will take it and run with it and they'll build upon it. That's what I need. You know, I've got so many notes. I've got so much stuff. And this is not, we got to kill people's ego. This stuff is meant for everybody to take and research. What I'm always saying, whatever I'm speaking about, go and further the research and share that. I'm not going to sit here and just give every goddamn thing. It's just, that's damn near impossible. That gives me the fucking headache. You know what I'm saying? That's why I love when people get something, they run with it. Let me tell you something. Kirill Meal did something on motherfucking what you call last night. I told you, man, a lot of our people were traitors. And it don't matter how you want to spew it or write it. And then some people were fictional. I mean, the narrative was fictional. Like when I keep telling people, I got an argument a couple weeks ago with one of my buddies, man. Talking about Paul Revere. I said, man, if you don't shut up about Paul Revere, nigga, we about to scrap in your motherfucking driveway, cut. That nigga wasn't who you think he is. It was a fucking fraud. All right? By the narrative based on the Republic, he was a traitor to the Republic. And then I broached upon him about the brother and the sister. I remember when I was telling people mulatto don't mean black and white. That's their shit. I said, but you know what? Motherfuckers kept running with it. So I said, okay. All right. Whatever the fuck that mean. They mean indigenous and the pale skin. And the people was like, what are you talking about? I was like, you know, that's what y'all running with. Y'all still stuck on these lies of fucking these BB, these black college university, all these Sfaradi Masonic fucktard niggas. Y'all keep running with them. Now I know some of y'all in the Mason bullshit and you come over here and I know you lack real authority, but you think I'm telling you. I know more about that bullshit than you'll ever fucking know, and they'll ever teach you. Talking about you building and this, that, and all that dumb shit. You know what they did? They got you on a circle to encase yourself, to put yourself to be the jack in the fucking clown box. Think I'm kidding? Yeah. Anyway, much respect and love. We're over an hour. I'm gonna get off this motherfucker, sit back and drink my motherfucking health. I'm talking shit because I don't care about people who feel some kind of way about the way somebody talk. Take your goofy ass onward. I'm about to sit back and sip on this a little bit, enjoy my ganejo and my pear in about an hour. I'm gonna actually put it up under the sun, let it get hit a little bit, and then I say around about like 2:30, I want to come on and get the reading going. You know what I'm saying? Because it's very important that we stay on it. Yeah, we're gonna hit the custodians again. Don't worry. And that time shit, I know I'm busting it in the ass, but it needs to be done. You dig what I'm saying? It needs to be done. Somebody said, "Why'd you get a book?" I said, first of all, I said, you know, if you don't go back, and as a reason why I was sharing some of the sacred, the motherfucking signs of the sacred secretion, because you keep looking outside yourself, and that's the enemy that did that. Because you want to be that stupid to take your monkey ass on. Why would I read? It's an excellent book. I mean, the story of Peter Pan is an excellent story. It's bullshit. It's the enemy. It's a frightening, harrowing story. But well, how you say it? It's an epic. But it's the flipped upside down, the inverted, the backwards. It's the stories are just pure bullshit, if not completely fabricated out of something else. My thing is to read something so you can get a little bit of the puzzle pieces, because some of the shit in here belongs elsewhere, and you've got to tie it in. We have choices. If you don't look in yourself and go back in those, they say 12 to 14 generations, I'll tell you, you got eons of motherfucking information within you. You can tap into it. We keep giving energy to the MNRA. I make a joke out of it and everything else they're doing, because people are dropping dead and this, that, and other. But y'all give energy even by mentioning death and this, that, and other. We need to pull that away. So why am I doing this? I am reading shit like this to break it down to you as best I can, so you can be informative. You can purchase the goddamn book yourself, get to reading some other things and start seeing things, allow yourself to see things and realize, wait a minute, something ain't right here. That is the purpose, because there's still a lot of good information in this motherfucker. Now that I gave you that, I'm not somebody who's a literary after reading for all my life so many books. I find information and I want to be able to disseminate it, because I've studied so much and met people and heard things. I knew my orals, my oral, and I stand on those laurels. You know what I'm saying? So when I purchase books, I actually have already listened, audio, or I've read, or I've heard somebody converse about it, and I said, wait, something don't sound right. And I said, you know what? I need to see that for my fucking self. That's how I go about it. I'm not going to give you everything and just let you walk with it, because there's much hijack, there's much lies, there's defecation all throughout many of these books. The thing is, you have to edify it. I can't do that for you. I can help guide you. Again, like I said, I got to get with original Lone Wolf and a few other brothers. We got to check on some things. I got to get with my boy Boston, Urban Indian. Got to find out some things, and I got to people in touch with people to better the situation for our people. Because there's some things going on. The deceit is real, from the kangaroo courts to the magistrates playing judges, and the fake ass motherfuckers hiding in costumes or police uniforms, to which our people were the original protectors of this fucking land. The betrayal's real. Wake the fuck up. All right? Beloved sisters that come in, brothers, you already fucking know. All right?